Because in fact, I am acutely aware that I told several people, including in therapy, that both of us had severe food insecurity issues. And I believe that's one of the main reasons why I didn't want to go to school. And he's afraid to leave because he's afraid that that somebody's going to rip us apart again. That something's that we're not going to have. We're going to lose everything again. And we are. But that's not my fucking fault. Because I tried everything. I walked miles, my broken body to file for things, to get things, to go to food pantries, to make sure that baby had food. That's the only neglect was him being here by himself while I'm out trying to fucking find food. Because I don't know where I am. I can't do these things without help. And when the help is going behind my back and running their mouth telling people shit that isn't true about me and getting other people to help them sabotage me, all the while I am struggling and suffering to make sure that we have so that baby doesn't ever feel that fear again. While y'all are compounding that fear by sending in CPS and shit, telling me that the school called him. School didn't fucking call them. School didn't even hear from them for 2 fucking months after they showed up. Do not for a second try to make me feel bad or think that you weren't behind all of this. I know exactly why you called them that day. I remember everything that happened the days leading up to it. It was because I cut you off. Because you're not responsible with the information I provide you. You're not responsible for taking care of us or giving a shit about us. In fact, it's quite the opposite. You are getting people outside of here to help prevent me from being able to take care of that kid. Why? Because you want to make it look like I'm crazy. Why? I don't know. Probably financial gain, I would assume, because you have all my paperwork. That's the only thing I can, because that seems to be the most important thing here. Obviously, you can tell. Just like back there, just like what I left, only a larger scale. And this makes everybody uncomfortable. This. Because one, I'm going to tell your secrets if you're hurting me. And two, I get to shine. And nobody wants me to be happy or to shine. Because I dim everybody else's light, apparently. Only that's not my fucking problem either. That's y'all's. Most of you are mental health professionals, so you should understand. But you don't. Because none of you know how to control your fucking emotions. And you take them out on each other and other people. Most of you don't like yourselves, so it makes you mad when you see somebody else who does. So you've got to snuff out that light any way possible so that you don't feel bad about yourselves. It's got nothing to do with whether or not I'm a fit parent, because we all know that I would do anything for that child. In fact, that's the reason I'm here. All the things you heard before, if you heard from anybody in the past, it was because all of them were constantly telling me what a piece of shit I was, so I believed them. I believed them. I was never allowed to parent because everybody else's opinions were more important than mine. Everybody knew better than me. But now I am. And now I know that all of that was bullshit, and I am an excellent mother. I'm still learning because I didn't have any kind of support or example of what a mother is supposed to act like. So I'm winging it here. But the fact that at least At least 3 of you have sat down in front of my fucking face and told me what a great mother I am, and then behind my back go and call CPS. And that's just because I cut you off and you wanted the tea on us. When you're the reason that he didn't want to go to school. You know? You're the reason that we're in this predicament now. And we're going to be homeless again because you sabotaged that too. My number had come up on that list. I didn't know because nobody would explain because they want control of everything. And if you don't comply, well, by God, we're going to punish you. Just like abusers do. Right? Isn't that what abusers do? Coercive control. If you don't do what we like, we're going to manipulate you too. Or we're going to make sure that your life is so miserable that you'll have no choice but to comply. Right? Was that the plan? That's an evil plan. And I don't fucking comply to any of it. This has hurt us worse. That baby last night? I wish every one of you would fucking apologize to that child, but you're not going to because you're so righteous. You're so indignant and fucking righteous in your greed. I'm glad I make you uncomfortable. I'm glad this makes you all uncomfortable. You know why? Because maybe now you'll look in the mirror. Maybe you'll hear the words coming out of my fucking face and you'll stop for a second and say, hey, wait a minute. Maybe we are assholes. But you won't. You won't. So I'm going to drink my tea. And I'm going to have a Friday. But at least we have food right now. So I can reassure that child. But who knows for how long. And who knows for how long that I'm not going to say or do something that's going to cause somebody to fucking do worse than CPS. But that baby wouldn't last a minute. I know that baby. I'm protecting that baby from all of you. Because I know you too. And I know people like you. And you don't care. You do not care. You just want to be seen like you care. And you just want to be in control. And nobody is ever gonna control me or how I show up or how I mother that child ever a fucking again. And no one could ever say that I don't love that baby. Because if you look back, you can tell that I do. Otherwise, I wouldn't have run away from an abusive situation to get that baby somewhere safe where he could be himself without fear of people retaliating on him just for being who he is. I guess I gave him a perfect example of that coming here, huh? Because y'all are doing it to me. I know you won't, but I wish you would feel a little bit of shame. Just a little bit. The reason I'm speaking up is I want to make sure that none of you ever do this kind of shit to anybody else ever again. So that other people don't ever get involved in abusive relationships ever again. So they can learn to love themselves enough so they don't put up with this kind of treatment from anybody ever again.